Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account, and I want to go ahead. I want to hop on a new server and kind of go through a first day guide for a lot of players, a lot of new players coming in with a lot of comments that I'm getting over on YouTube about starting a new account. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to do this a little bit different because I'm going to hop onto a just random server over here. Now, I was playing last night, and I don't know the last time that you've actually started a new server or actually went through some of these servers. There are a crazy amount of servers. We're in a couple hundred. Now we're even in a couple thousand new servers, and I don't want to just hop on the brand new one. Let's hop in here and let's go. You know what? Let's do 1170. We'll hop and do 1170 and see what this server is. Now, overall, when I hopped into a new server, I'm thinking again, kind of taking a step back, thinking of this from a new player perspective, is I started a different account on another server last night. With the new server, it actually came in, and when we entered the game, it went through the mini game. I don't know if you guys have kind of experienced this, but it went through not stage, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3. It was actually incorporated with the mini game. So I didn't go through and do the stages, which again were kind of odd to see. And of course, looking at here, once we get logged in, it'll give us the ability, because I'm not a novice, so I'm not brand new to AFK Arena. It'll tell me I can skip to 2-4. If I skip to 2-4, it is going to give me the loot out of there. So if you're starting and if you're going in here and starting a new account, I'm just going to go ahead and confirm, because again, I don't want to sit here and do the mini game, and that's exactly what they mean they have you do. So when I went through and I started a new account, is they went through here, and I want to show you kind of what we see in the Voyage of Wonder. Had the mini game incorporated with it. The Shadow Invasion right here was incorporated with stage 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 1-4. So you actually had to go in there, do the Shadow Invasion to make progression through the campaign itself, which is kind of crazy. What's going on? We got the Dream here. Major Soul is here, and Scranton is here. Wow, it has absolutely been forever. How have you been, brother? We need to pull Randall day 1 to guarantee an easier progression. So there's really two in here now, Alo. The two heroes that we're looking for, and we'll go ahead, we'll set up our list, and look at this, guys. They give us a lot of chat history. We have patch 1.117. We have the content creator, patch 1.1.72 in there. Welcome to the classic servers. So overall, it shows you kind of what this is. Now, from my understanding, new players are still dropped into the companion server. I don't know if you would have started, or if we started on the companion server, if we would have made or gotten this same email that we got right here, but it does finally break it down, the classic server, companion server, exactly what it looks like. Made easier with our classic idle experience, summon countless heroes from 8 unique factions, and then the team up with progression in the campaign. And then of course, the updates that we had here with Umbriel. So go ahead, we'll get rid of all those. And again, starting on 12-4, want to go in here and I want to set up the wish list. So again, thinking of being a brand new player to AFK Arena, what is this going to look like? So we're going to hop in the Noble Tavern, and I want to set up the wish list. Now, this is the default wish list. Now, again, I don't know the logic. I don't know the understanding why they have this kind of pre-filled out, I guess, for maybe a newer player who doesn't know exactly who they're using. But you'll notice, I think there was a point of time within AFK Arena that they actually set the wish list up, or essentially automatically generated this wish list. This is not the best wish list. So we want to break down and go through some of these heroes. And you'll notice, again, it seems like it's probably about the Palmer time that they did start in really building out this wish list. So let's just knock these out. And I want to run through this because overall, probably one of the, and I think kind of bigger utility, there are really 3 heroes within the Lightbearer faction that are going to be a game changer if you can really get them. That is going to be Alvida, that is going to be Jerome, and that is going to be Palmer. 2 of the support heroes, 1 tank, going to have an absolute spot. And you also have to remember, once we get to the point of the Lightbearer Towers, what exactly is that going to look like? It is going to look like Scarlet right now, without having Awakened heroes, without having any of the really big damage dealers. The version of Scarlet is going to be the game changer in here. And then when you start looking through the rest of these, maybe Rosaline, I mean, we're seeing her a couple different places. Rowan could possibly be used early game. Rest of these, again, regular 4 factions, not a lot of utility within these heroes itself. What's going on, Pete? Thank you for joining us for the stream. Awesome to see you. He gives us the peace sign right there. So looking at our maulers, again, it seems like, look at this. The first 2 rows, not really a focus in there. Again, these are not the maulers that I build, but we want to make sure that we do have kind of consistency. Goran would be ideal. So would Naruko when it comes to really building out a hero. Naruko would be a lot. Now, interesting enough, we see Vika and we see Crescio in a lot of different formations. And I really feel like out of this, we could definitely drop like a Brutus in here. Now, there are a few, what's going on, Reen? So there are a few in here that are the one-hit wonders. What we mean by that is as a newer player, having 1 copy of Brutus is going to really make a big difference. Having 1 copy of Leica is another one that is going to make a really big difference. And that's because when you're going in here and you're actually building out these heroes, Pharrell is another one, Nard is another one, where if you get 1 single copy of the hero, or you have 5 copies of the hero, 10 copies, the utility for the heroes are essentially going to be the same. But even thinking here, Villanelle, we definitely could use Salakai, possibly just for the support aspect. But overall, a lot of utility in there. I'm actually going to start Classic server now with you. It'll be my only account in Classic. Taylor, Classic is fun. The way that I kind of look at it right now is when we look at AFK Arena, there are, in the depth of the game itself, is the Classic version. When I think of the companion server, the companion server is a almost like a very light version, very minimal heroes, doesn't have as many game modes, doesn't have as many large game modes that we have in the Classic server. So it is a little bit crazy. I'm 1 month in the game and currently on stage 34. I only have like 5 ascended tier heroes, so I keep pulling on the Tavern. So right now, if you're new at it, get heroes, get ascended heroes, because with the ascended regular 4 faction heroes, you're going to have the ability to farm out the faction towers. In farming out the faction towers, you're going to get Stargazer scrolls, which are going to turn into Celestials and Hippos. You're going to get all of the resources to build them. And if you have the ability with those heroes to actually climb the tower itself is going to give you diamonds as well. I wouldn't go in, I wouldn't do all of my diamonds into the Draconic heroes until you get to the point of farming out Stargazer scrolls. It's going to make a big difference. What's going on, Juan? Hypo in 2 days, yes. So tomorrow will be the patch notes for the new Hypo Arena, and then Tuesday will be the new Hypo drop. Right now, it seems, even though she is a mage, very similar to what we've seen before, it seems like it is a very, very strong support hero, which is kind of what we anticipated. So in here again, these are a few we're just going to go ahead and drop out. Now thinking again, meta, thinking big picture, we know Misha is absolutely priority number 1 with Aethys. Aethys is another one super broken when it comes to the support heroes. Tamaris is another one, again, does work incredibly well. I'm going to put the one-hit wonder in here, which is Leica, because of that awe ability she does possess. And then we could do a Trishia. I'm probably, and I might do Raku in here or Orin, just for the sake that we have a damage dealer within the tower itself, because we do have a little bit of support, a little bit of crowd control, and then Greyborn. There are really 2 that are the primary Greyborn. That is Randy and Ivan. Those are the absolute 2 that are just completely broken within AFK Arena itself. They are very, very, very strong heroes. And again, thinking down here, I'm not going to build out the Thorn Cheese at this. We're not going to go into Damon now. If you guys traditionally remember, Shimira was the carry. The original version of Shimira was the absolute carry through AFK Arena. Then we had the release of Damon. Then Damon became the absolute carry for AFK Arena. And now we have Randy. Now Rindell is the absolute carry within AFK Arena. And it seems like a lot of players have put Alvida in there, and Alvida has helped a lot with the carry itself. But even thinking again, kind of utility-wise, Mira does have a couple different places. Maybe Lady Simona, and we could probably put like a Hodgkin in here, again, just kind of as a support. But you could do Silas in here. You could also do Desira. Again, just thinking about this formation and the ability to keep these heroes alive would really make a big difference. So we're going to drop those in there, see what we can do as far as progression. Starting to collect resources to push more content. Yeah, you have to. Take I know I was thinking Trishia in there. And again, for this, once I pull a copy of Leica, I will drop Trishia out of there. Hello, I absolutely will. I will drop, once we get Leica, we will drop Leica out. Once we get Brutus, we will drop Brutus out. There's a couple in here that we definitely will swap. We can drop Trishia in here when we do get that copy. So let's go through and see what we can do campaign-wise. Now, of course, this is a brand new account. This is day 1. Shadow Invasion, you could come in here. You could farm a lot of this. But overall, we do get the soldier supplies and we do get the hero covenant. Now, this is one where you pick which hero you want. Now, overall, I'm going to go through. I'm probably going to build Iran, but I know Crescio still does have a little bit of utility as well, depending on who we're having. Last time I went with Iran, so you know what? I'm going to go with Crescio in this one. Just for the fact, again, that we went with Iran last time, I'm going to go with Crescio. I know a Mauler. I know the Mauler Tower is incredibly, incredibly difficult to get through. And I'm hoping we can drop the speed in here. I'm hoping we can speed up some of the content. But I think I have to make it through a certain amount of content. Is the new Hippo worth building? Right now, the new Hippo is way too early. It is way, yeah, I thought I had to wait to build. The new Hippo, it seems absolutely yes, that the new Hippo is going to be a big, big hero to build. Right now, it's too early. I mean, she is not even released on the global servers. And if you guys are not familiar, on the test server, we do not see very many players any longer on the test server. So even thinking of, you know, the heroes that we have over there, or really the build over there, we do not see very many players on the test server. So it's not very indicative to how well or where the hero is going to be used. Again, because there's not a ton of people over there. If we had a lot more, the ability, a lot more players and a lot more kind of people over there, it would make a really big difference. But yes, just like what Finn said, I feel like that is going to be a big driving force. What are some good characters for Greyborn and Wilder? Greyborn are Ivan and Rendell. They are both super broken for the Greyborn, guys. And I just want to pop these heroes in here real quick. We'll go ahead and drop them in. We'll do some summons. I want to see where, and of course, this is going to be the slow go until we get to 12-16. But Crescio, of course, going to kind of bounce around, take out a lot of different targets. I like him, and again, I like Orin too. But overall, we'll go with Crescio in here. Hypo in collections with AE ranked is brutal. Has to be. And it has to be, guys. When you look at probably, I would say, honestly, the most competitive area that we do see within AFK Arena, that is it. When you look at the AE, when you look at larger players, when you look at whales that are super competitive within AFK Arena, that is the place. That is absolutely the place. Why did we start again? I wanted to see its space. So if you guys remember when we started that free to play account, that was roughly at this point, almost 2 years ago. So I absolutely wanted to see and experience what new players see, because a lot of new players have been joining AFK Arena. I get a lot of questions about a wish list. I got a lot of questions about starting out with a new account. What does it look like? How do we progress? And I also want to see Alvida. So a lot of players have said that Alvida is completely broken when it comes to new players. I want to see it. I wanted to see it with Randy, and we did that with Rendell. I want to see exactly what it looks like. Rendell is support. He can't carry. He needs a team with one hero with high attack to function. So he can carry pretty well if you get some crowd control around him, if you get a support around him, if you get a tank around him, which is kind of crazy because we even ran Rendell with Aethys as a tank, and it just absolutely decimated. We got 3 days. 3 days, we were around 31 stages into AFK Arena, for the simple fact that if you have Ivan and Randy together, they are very super broken, Finn. And we seen it, and it really came to light with the free-to-play account we had. It was kind of crazy how fast we could make progression. Now, of course, Arcane Labyrinth, I'm not going to run through here. This is easy when you can go ahead and you can borrow heroes. The Arcane Labyrinth, you can literally zip through all of it with one carry. So if you have one person borrow you an Awakened hero, you can pretty much finish it out, and finish it out very, very fast going through there. Now, I think summon-wise, I don't know if they gave us enough to summon. Because the first summon in here, I think, is still guaranteed an epic hero from the wish list. So let's see. So there it is. First summon is still there. Yeah, Randy and Ivan at Extended. Yeah, exactly. It'll just absolutely crush through, guys. And there's Damon. Now, interesting because did we have him? Damon. So we got a card of Damon. And I think the first one is random because he is not in the wish list. So it was kind of random in there. with that summon. Let's see if by chance we can pull a second one, because Damon does carry. I mean, as much as I like, you know, Rendell, who can absolutely carry with Ivan, Damon still does carry, and Damon still does carry exceptionally well, for the simple fact that when you think of Damon early game, the campaign hasn't changed. That is something to remember, is when it comes to actual progression, the campaign itself did not change from the time when Damon was the carry. It hasn't changed. Yeah, first pull, completely random, and I believe it is still, you do get the elite, the guaranteed elite on there. So let's drop out our green guy. Let's drop in there. We'll drop him back here, and then we'll go ahead. We'll let this run. Want to get to the point to update the speed, and I think they also changed the auto battle. I think the auto battle is now a lot earlier within the game itself, which again, as a newer player to AFK Arena, really does make a big difference. Now, rotation wise, and what's going on, Shooty? If you need a quick gold, I'll use the boot camp. Yeah, I'll check it out, Hurricane, in just a minute. I remember when I started, Damon carried me big time. Yeah, Damon was a carry, and then when you had the combination of Damon with Rowan, the both of them together, because Rowan could give that pot, give the energy pot to Damon, and Rowan's potions could keep Damon alive. Because remember, with Damon, the big thing is you had to get him to ult. You had to get him to the point of getting up the blood shield. If he died, and he really could get bursted down before that blood shield was up, but if he got the blood shield up, that was it. It was pretty much game over once we hit that point, just because of the shielding aspect that he had. And of course, Damon is one of the very unique heroes that he actually scales. What we mean by that is, as the enemy gets tougher and stronger within AFK Arena, Damon scales with the enemy. So he steals a certain percentage, and that, again, that does scale with the enemy itself, so it's awesome. Yeah, like I was saying, Rendell and Ivan are super broken. And is the Hippo worth the pull? Yes, it is going to be well worth the pull. Also, I bought Rem. She was mega OP. A lot of players dream still do. A lot of players still do run Rem within here. What is going on, Carol? Thank you for joining us for the chat. Greetings. Just here to say hi as usual. Thanks for joining us. I think Lilith, Cap, Damon scaling. I think they might have. I don't know if they ever have, Finn. Because interesting enough is, being into chapter 74, 75, every now and then, Finn, I still see combinations. I still see formations that are running Damon. They might have capped it at this point. But it's interesting to see that every now and then I still do see players that run like the 3 heroes or the 4 heroes together in a formation. And usually Damon is one of those in there with the scaling, where you're talking hundreds of levels in deficiency, and they are still being run in there. So here they still do have the bosses. And of course, this is Soren if you're unfamiliar, if you're new. And I want to wait for the fast rewards, because I want to see if we can make a lot more progression, get a couple more heroes out of here. We'll hop in the boot camp, we'll grab a couple more things, and I'm waiting to get the 2 speed. 2-16, that is huge, unless you reach the VIP. Now, these accounts, of course, we're not putting anything into it as far as monetary. We're not putting any money, anything like that in there. I just want to see what it looks like, and I want to get some more copies of these heroes and see where we can push, where we can get. So King's Tower does open. Now, King's Tower, as a new player, you have to make sure that you're running the Arcade Labyrinth every time you can, and you have to make sure you are 100% farming the King's Tower. As a newer player to AFK Arena, the big thing within the King's Tower is the essence. If you're looking to level progression, if you're looking to make a lot more progression faster, it is the hero essence in here that is going to allow you to raise the levels of the hero. We see the hero essence, or really that cap, forever. It is a place that we kind of get there forever. I have an important question. Of course, Purple. Drop it in there. If you got questions, guys, definitely put in. How's your treasure scramble? Woody is a menace. Yeah, right now I'm on 58. I think I was 58. I was really, really close to making some more progression in there. I think I was around 60, 58 to 60 where I was right now, the dream. Which server? This is 1170. 1170, I think we dropped into 1170. Again, I wanted to pick a random server, and I believe this is 1170. Yep, right there, 1170 it is. I had to think about it for a minute. Does the hero swap option swap furniture as a reset scroll? Does it reset furniture? What does reset furniture? So the swap option does. It swaps it all. Are we going to use the codes? Not right now. I don't want to get in here. And again, I want to just start the game as new players would see it. If they don't know about the codes, we can definitely drop some codes. I know there's quite a few codes out there. Not going to drop them in here because I know that just leads to a bunch of summons and a bunch of easier progression, which we could. The code part, I don't like they're not in the game anymore. It's a lot more difficult to go through and use a lot of the codes, which again, I don't like that they made it on how it's the external site and everything like that. We can definitely do it. We can add some in a little bit and see just where we can go. So there's level 30. And I think I'm just going to use Rocio as the carry. We have 7 gold. Now on all the other accounts, of course, gold is just kind of broken. What's going on, Kookie? Yeah, the hero swap does the furniture as well. And I don't know if the reset scroll, does the reset scroll do it? I forget. Swave swaps from dragon only. Every swap except engraving. If you have one engraving, you can't swap anymore. Yeah, I know a lot of players have talked about that, Finn. Will you continue to use this so us new players can learn? Yes, Taylor. And that's kind of my my thought process here is being able to go through and kind of do different parts of the game. And just like we started when we started the pay to win account, is going through here, making progression on a regular basis and recording all of the progression on the free to play account. I feel like is going to be a lot easier because again, there are a lot of players. Are you on regular or regular? So no, Rez, I haven't played companions in a while. I hop in there every now and then. But yeah, I'm probably not going to do a lot over on the companion server. It got to a point where there was really nothing to do over on the companion server, and I wasn't a huge fan of the new the Golden Frontier. Even when we went through it, a couple different iterations, wasn't a huge fan of the Golden Frontier. So companions, I don't think I'm going to play it a ton, and I know I don't even think D2 plays anymore on companions. I know last time I hopped over there for a couple days, I did get a couple notifications that a lot of people were not there. Reroll till you get 1 awakened, ideally envy, and rush into Rem in the garrison. The thing that happens though is, Finn, is if you're going in here and you're rushing content, you're gonna hit a wall eventually. If it's a day, if it's 2, if it's a week, there is gonna be a point where you are going to hit that wall. And essentially what it's going to be, even if you have envy, even if you have rem, there's going to be a point that you are going to hit that wall that is going to come with essence. Essence is going to be the big part where you do hit the wall, because even if you have the heroes, if you can't build the heroes, it makes a really big difference. The game mode will be backported to classic though. I seriously don't know who to build next, either Zora or Estrilda. Honestly, right now, Lord, I would build Estrilda. Out of those two, you rush, you quit in a week. That's what happens, Dream. And that's what I normally see. The game mode will be backported to classic. I know, Shooty. And that's a little bit of a, I don't know. Like I said, as much as I liked it, I felt like there wasn't a lot to do. That's one of the big reasons when it comes to companions and when it comes to that Golden Frontier, I felt like you went in there, there was something to do for a minute, and then you went in there, you spent 5-10 minutes, and that was it. You didn't have really anything else to do. And then it didn't seem like a very interactive event. I know they're trying to get to, just trying to get to the point of making it, I guess, a little bit more AFK. You have, the 2x battle. And I think we have it up here as well. Want to hop in? We can do some summons. 2-28. All right, so we got to get there. We got to get some more scrolls, got to get some more summons. But now we're going twice as fast, so this is going to be good. What's going on, Medium? I like the early game quality of life changes. Yeah, auto battle was the game changer. Should I build Lucille or Aurelia? Aurelia. Guys, broken, totally broken. If you're looking at Lucille or Aurelia, yeah, absolutely Aurelia. Companions might want to aim for real AFK, which it's weird, Ben. So one of the things with the companion server that I find kind of odd is we brought the Spire contest. So if you're familiar, which I think it just ended, the Spire contest is another part that did come from the companion server to the classic server. They kind of brought over the guild bosses, not exactly the same as we see in companions that we see in the classic version. And they also are bringing in the Golden Frontier. There's not a lot that is left in companions that they haven't brought over here. Methodology to get the beast a little bit different over there. Even looking at the regular summons, again, a little bit different over there. But I don't know how much and how they're really building them out. Should I keep building Mythic Lucilla or wait for the new Hippo? Oatmeal, I would probably wait to see where the Hippo comes and where the Hippo is going to be built, because Lucilla will work even at just having her at Mythic. The new Hippo might have to be built up a little bit further. That again, it's really too early to tell. I would give it a couple more days, see exactly where it lands, see where we land in a bunch of different game modes, and essentially where it's going to happen, Yeah, Rem dies early a lot. That's where I don't see the same problem with Randy. Well, I've been following most of the guides, but I'm stuck in 31-4 where you need 2 teams. So a lot of players will run, and you can do 2 heroes. That's usually where a lot of players do pick up Rem. Clement is one team will run like a Randy and Ivan in the second team, and then the other team will run whatever you have early, if you have anything early. So most players will get to the 2 teams, and that is exactly the point in time where they will hit the wall. And it sounds like that's exactly what you did too, is you'll hit the wall. It might be a day or two till you can get through, barring some mercenaries, possibly getting through some of those. It does take a little bit to go through there, but 31-4 is where players are truly tested. Makes a big difference on where you have the resonating crystal, where your levels are at, and also what and who you have built. That's the reason why I say early, don't focus on building out your Draconic heroes. Don't focus on building out the Celestials and the Hippos early. You will have enough heroes with the regular 4 faction summons to make progression through there and get over that hump. By the way, I don't know the new Hippo character yet, or should I build the chess guy? I would not. So Lysander, I really wouldn't. Honestly, I probably wouldn't build Lysander at this point. I feel like utility-wise, I don't know how much longer he's going to have utility, and really how much longer he's going to be in a lot of formations. I would probably wait. When I started the game, I used multi-auto clicker in the campaign. Yeah, I could turn it on. I played this on BlueStacks. Most of you know that we've played this on BlueStacks for years now. BlueStacks does have a macro function in here. I could go through here. I could auto click it. I could turn on BlueStacks' macro function, run a quick macro function just to run this through. But honestly, I love sitting here. I love being able to chat with you guys. And once we get to the auto battle, we can go in here. Gavis 1 copy is very good for a new player. Oh, same as Envy. Yeah. If you're lucky enough to get an Awakened hero, not only the Awakened hero itself, which is very, very strong, but also getting the SP effect. That is the other part, is if you can get the SP effect really early, that's another one. And I was also very surprised when you do get the very, very early Ghoulish Gallery 5-40. That, in my opinion, guys, is wicked early to open that up for new players. And again, thinking of Dura's artifacts, thinking of everything else, that is very early to start getting that at 5-40. I feel like it is. For new players, 1 copy of Belinda can carry a second team, even at a 30x different. Yeah, Belinda with the SP effect. That's another one where if you can keep the hero kind of protected, if you can keep the hero alive, they will absolutely just crush it. Spire is great. I think more events like Treasure Scramble, where you can create your teams and let it battle, maybe against a boss, like a raid, log in sometimes to heal the heroes. Yeah, I was hoping, and Steven, one of my thoughts was, I wish the bosses were progressive. I really do wish that they did something. So if you guys have ever played like an idle hero, and I'm sure some of you have seen it or played it, when you play idle hero, you are all in it. It's an entire guild against a boss. Once you get to the point of killing the boss, then essentially you get, and it's replaced by a stronger boss, up to the point where you can really no longer kill the boss itself. You get to the point again where you're going to make a lot of progression, but as a team, you can go in there, you can really push towards making progression and really pushing towards killing a boss. And it gets to the point where the boss has an infinite amount of HP, and it's not just capped at 71 million like we see right now. I would like to see a little bit, still a couple more changes when it comes to that guild boss. I would like to see it. I'd recommend to build Nox ASAP. Yeah. The only flaw, Belinda, is she can't do any damage on shield. You need a shield destroyer. Yeah, if you don't ever built up a little bit, you're not going to be able to burn through that shield. And again, I think that's where some of the players get stuck. But I feel like, honestly, it's not incredibly difficult to go through AFK Arena. And remember, guys, ultimately, it is an AFK game. It's not meant to rush through. It's not meant to crush all the content that the game has, within the first 2 days. It's a game that is a progression every single day. You get a lot more resources, you get your AFK rewards, you get everything over an extended amount of time. But the earlier that you make progression, the faster you kind of get through it. And honestly, when it comes to this game, there are only 2 ways to make progression. One, consistently going through, consistently playing. The second way is putting money into the game. If you want to progress faster within AFK Arena, you can always put money in the game and you can buy progression. And that's exactly what a lot of players do. You get 2 times game speed after this boss. Very cool. Game speed, stepping it up a little bit. That takes us to a next chapter. And I believe we do get maybe some heroes. I think we might get some heroes out of here. So there is, boom, chapter number 3, guys. We are absolutely moving up through here. And there we go. We have the Arden boss. We got our quests that are popping up in here. We have our companions. Let's go ahead and collect up some of this loot. We're going to have to go put it on 2 times because this is very slow. But let's collect these up. Now, this is by far the easiest way to make progression. We'll do some summons in here in just a minute. Fingers crossed we get lucky, guys. We might get really lucky with some of the decent heroes. There's a lot more gear and a lot more experience out of there. And of course, a lot more gold that we need for those levels. Boom, some more essence. VIP level 1. We are finally there at VIP level 1. And there is a copy of Arden. Early game Arden is pretty good, just for the simple fact of the crowd control he possesses, which is good. Can you answer my question up there, please? Chapter 36, and I got my first Awakened Envy at 1 star. I was wondering, should I go for Thorin, Leica, or out of there? Honestly, it's still the Awakened version of Athalia. That again, kind of thinking of tier list, thinking of utility. A lot of players still look for that Awakened version of Athalia. You could also do right now, yeah, you could do Athalia, but you also could do the Awakened version of Estrilda. I feel like with her, she's going to be strong enough. She's really going to be strong enough. After Pet Resonance 18, who do you keep building? Is Ice Crown worth building? No. So there's only three beasts, and I don't think I have them that are really good or really worth building much higher. Yeah, Beast Crowns we don't have yet. The big one in there is the Slumbering Seal. Slumbering Seal is in there. Panda Dumpty's in there. The Owl is in there. All of those that are very, very, even the treasure chest is in there a little bit. Anyone that's going to add stats to your teams, you want to have. Now, the Seal, again, is independent. That is one you definitely want to build up because the way the function of the Seal, the more survivability that the Seal gives to the team, the more utility you'll have out of there. That will work incredibly well. Imagine getting level 2 collections as a new player. Yeah, exactly. And that's what players are doing, Dream, is you can actually get it. You can get it pretty early. Let's level a couple. You know what? Let's do some summons. Let's hop in here. Let's increase our speed because I don't want to miss this. We got the, look at stuff like the splash screen, guys. Now in here, I believe we have all of them. When they started giving diamonds, there's Olna, which is awesome. There is Frampton. Very cool. But we're going way back. There is Peanut, the original or the awakened version of Taylene, the first awakened hero we'd ever seen. This is literally going to give us thousands. I wish I could just collect them all. There is Solus. There is Baden. Look at that. The awakened version of Thane. Come on, where's my collect all button? But this is literally going to be, there's Matria. There's another one, which of course is a bunch of them versus her. There's the Anniversary. Awakened version of Athalia. Still, again, a lot of utility. We have the awakened version of Sophia. And there is Libera and Lucilla together. Leica. Shamira, Game Changer as Shamira, Gavis, and Eugene. Come on, then we got Lucius. We are almost getting there. Draconic Heroes released. There is Gwen and Hilduin, if you guys remember. Way back when. Again, thinking new player, guys, this is a ton of diamonds. If you want to do some summons, if you want to go in here, there is Thorin. This is a lot of diamonds. Skyland, the really breakout there. Zora, which gives us into this year's. So there's Halia. There's Envy, which is super broken. Leviathan, which again is seeing a lot of utility. And then the current one we got right out of there. But let's speed this up a little bit. Let's do some summons. Hello, is this an emulator? Yes, this is. This is BlueStacks. BlueStacks is the emulator. New Draconic is not used anywhere. Not that I see. Guys, right now thinking of Umbriel. We are not seeing Umbriel anywhere, unfortunately. I built him up. I got him up to Ascended. Again, not seeing him used anywhere. Maybe time will tell. Yeah, maybe see Zora, pain in my eyes. I swapped for her. Didn't use her a lot. Should have went with Iran. Yeah, Iran's pretty good. Iran still does have the crowd control. Yeah, this emulator is BlueStacks, guys. All right, so we got some diamonds in here. Let's go ahead and see what we get out of here. Boom! We get a copy of Rosaline. All right, we will take a copy of Rosaline. She can follow Damon to get a couple more alts to buff up Damon a little bit. She can even follow Crescio. That will work as well. Let's see, summon number 2. Gonna just give us some rare heroes, but that's okay. I'm okay with it because that does give us another hero to go ahead and build up. Some of our rare heroes go up a little bit higher. And let's go ahead. Let's build her up a little bit. And again, I didn't use any of these other heroes kind of in the beginning. I can actually have her follow Crescio. Now, normally and traditionally, guys, when you're building up the heroes in here, is you're going to pick one hero that is going to be your carry. Like even in this case, as we're sitting right now, Damon would be the highest level. Damon would be the hero that I would run through, that I would actually have carry the team versus Crescio. But we could have Crescio do it as well. And look at that, Jason. Awesome. Thank you for all that you do, guys. We got our first super chat here. Thank you. Big shout out to Jason for that super chat. That is awesome to see. Yeah, a lot of players swapped for Zora, just like what Finn said. And a lot of players were very disappointed with there. You should redeem the codes. Yeah, I'm going to have to go in there. So what's the live about? You're restarting? Yes. So Bailey, we have had a lot of players that have come to AFK Arena and a lot of players that wanted to see teams, wanted to see progression, wanted to see what it looks like going through kind of on the original basis of AFK Arena, what teams we're using, how we're going to go in here, what exactly the build is going to look. So I wanted to hop in here, wanted to start a new account and go through here and actually go through and experience what a new player does. Now, for a lot of us, you know, we might see this never. If you never start a new account, you're not going to see it. And you know what? I am going to follow Damon in this one because I feel like Crescio can survive on his own. I'm going to put Ira back here. They'll go ahead and start, and let's continue through here. But like I was saying, it's always good. Now, remember, when we started our free-to-play account, our YouTube account, that was about 5 years ago. So even thinking about what does a new player experience, what does this look like to a new player, it's good to see. It is really good to see. I've done Athalia, Shamira, Leica, and Envy. Which one do I do next? Out of those, you have Shamira, Leica, Envy. I would do Estrilda, the awakened version of Estrilda. Do you use more than Iran? Is she a carry? Is she a high damage dealer in a team? Redeem scroll. Yeah, the redemption codes I know would give me a lot out of here right now. We could definitely get them. I just recently came back to the game. Welcome back to AFK Arena. There's a lot of stuff, guys. When we think of the depth of this game, you know, just even how many things there are, There are a lot. Now, like I said earlier, we're not going to buy anything in here. I'm going to keep it pretty basic. Want to get some rewards out of the trade post. This is also my VIP 1 level that we got out of here. So we're going to have to keep making and getting a lot more of those VIP privileges, but getting our weeklies in here and just making more progression. Campaign, we'll get a lot more resources out of there, and let's push the campaign. Now, this is the way to start the account, guys, is when you're at this point, it's all about campaign. It is all about campaign. And what I do is when you go through and you get to the campaign, once we go through and probably get a defeat about, 3, 5, 7, 10 times, then I will swap over to the towers. We will start progression in there. We will start pushing up that King's Tower. And then once we do get stuck to the King's Tower, we go through, we level up, we use our resources, we use all of our gold, everything that we earned from going through all of this content. And then we do the full circle. We go right back to the arena. We go right back to the campaign. And this is how you make progression. And that's how you make progression fast within AFK Arena. Thank you for all your videos. Oh, you're welcome. Guys, I love playing AFK Arena. 6 years later, it's something that I do every single day. Even looking at the stats, which was funny for last year, there were 2 days, 2 literal days in 365 days that I missed playing AFK Arena. So we played 363 out of the 365 days. So definitely made a lot of progression in there. Get Ivan and Randall to Ascended to guarantee. Yeah, that's who we need. If we get some faction scrolls, absolutely. How do we use the codes? So the codes are a little bit more difficult, Bailey, because now it is an external site. So you actually have to go to an external site. I forget the exact site. Let me see. Let me pop over here. But there is an AFK Arena code redemption site. Redemption. Yeah, there's an actual site that you do have to go ahead and redeem them. Which again, it used to be in game such a long time ago. Let me grab this cdkey.lilith. It is the actual site. Yeah, there's an app, but that is the website. If you go to that website, you have to pop in some information. AFK Arena redeem code on, oh, you can do it on the Play Store too. That's pretty cool. They've done it a couple different ways. Also, if you haven't done the newbie event, go to it. You get a free unit. I haven't done it yet, Bailey. Are you talking the Shadow Invasion? Is that what you're talking about for the new? We'll get a unit out of there. Shadow Invasion. This is a place where it's pretty easy. So going through here, we know going through here, and I believe it does give us a couple copies, but we have to do a couple of these quests to get the copies out of there. The event section. What did the event section give us? So here's the event section, the top left. So we got, oh, is that who we already got Crescio out of here, if that's what you mean. So we did pick up Crescio. Crescio was the free one we picked up out of there. That might be the one that you're talking about there, Bailey. Yeah, I'm going to have to go. I can pull the codes. We can pull the codes. We can pull all the codes and get some more free Wukong for clicking. Oh, yeah, Wukong. Let me grab it. Played almost 4 years now. My game has improved tenfold by watching your videos and asking the questions that I'm struggling with. 1 copy from Landvina. Wow. Awesome. Jason, you know, watching my videos that Lan and I were the absolute, the struggle was real. The struggle was real. I don't know if this is going to kick this out when I try to share. Because BlueStacks, I think we'll try to launch it. We might have to hop right back in here because I think BlueStacks, sorry, that feature is not up. Oh, it says I don't have a Facebook client. So there we go. So we pick up Wukong. Early game, Wukong is a pretty decent carry, especially just because if you can get him to ult, he comes into all of the clones. But let's build him up a little bit. So we're already at 4 elite heroes, guys. There we go. We'll throw him on the front line. He can be another tank. He can take a hit behind Damon. And even now, usually what I do is I will run Damon like a back row just to go through there. Yeah, Lan was a nightmare. And again, I'm right there with you. I feel your pain, Jason, because that was a nightmare for me. Lan took me about 7 months. To go through there. I feel like an Awakened Wukong would be sick. Yes. So Lord, we were hoping because a lot of other games seen a ton of social media stuff about a Black Wukong. I know that the movie came out and a couple other things. But yeah, the Awakened version of Wukong, if they made a Black Wukong, I think it would be epic. I think it would be absolutely epic. My original account has regular Thane 5 stars. Regular Thane used to be the absolute GOAT. Guys, if you're not an old school AFK Arena player, it was very broken. If you had Thane with the +30 signature item, it was just absolutely broken. Quick question, should I SI 30 Valfira, Melion, or 40 Scion? Honestly, cost-wise, Valfira at an SI 30 will be very good. I know building Scion to a 40, Scion will do well with the 40. I would probably, honestly, I would do Valfira first. Yeah, I would do that one first before I would do Scion. Melion, I don't know if we need it. Yeah, get a 40 for Scion for the Nightmare Quarter, but Valfira, I think with the 30 is required as kind of the minimal build on there. I would probably get her. And yeah, SI 30, the girl. Yeah, just what Finn said. Melion doesn't need it. That's what I thought. I didn't think Melion needed it. Scion will do well at a 30. 40, of course, going to do more damage. But Valfira, yeah, I would do a 30 on there first. I think that is the requirement, if I remember correctly. I've been watching your videos for years now. Yeah, Darren, I always see you in the stream, guys. Big shout out to Darren. Of course, subbing to the channel and being a member of the channel, but watching the videos for years. Yeah, guys, it's almost 6 years. We're coming up, or we might have already passed 6 years, which even on my finance channel, I just got a notification yesterday on the finance channel that we're at like 74, almost 7,500 subscribers. So it's kind of crazy how fast and how much progression we made on here. Valfira without an SI 30 is a sitting duck. Yeah, like I said, I know Valfira is a very high priority in AFK Arena. I would definitely recommend building her out, and she will do well. She will do well. 3-12, and what are we, about 45 minutes in, so we're making decent progression here. Cyan is 309.30 for a minimum. Just got my first Ascended Liberta and 1-star Envy. What should be my next Celestial or Hypo? Honestly, right now, I would do Aurelia. So if you have Liberta, you have Envy, I would do Aurelia would be my next choice in there. Just for the simple fact, Aurelia is very broken. When you put a strong erosion collection on the hero, and again, thinking utility, thinking Liberta, Envy, absolutely top tier. Then thinking of Aurelia. Aurelia is another one that is absolutely top tier when it comes to the build. Is the new Celestial, you know, that is coming on Tuesday, is it going to be a priority to build her? It could be, possibly, but like we were saying, Aurelia we know is there. Yep. And that's kind of the difference when you think of that, is the heroes that are coming versus the heroes that we already have built. When you think of Envy, when you think of Athalia, when you look at Aurelia and Nox and Demia and, you know, all of Valfira, those heroes are all proven. Those heroes, we know their utility. We know where they're being used. We know they're in the SSS tier. We know they're in meta formations. I wouldn't really hang my hat on the new Hypo that is coming out. Yeah, she's going to have utility. Yeah, you're going to want to build her. Yeah, she's going to be in different places. But everybody else is already there. They are already where, you know, she might be getting to or placed in. All the other heroes are already there. You're actually my favorite and only AFK YouTuber that I watch because I know what you say is fact and you're not misleading information. Yeah, I like it. Thank you, Bailey. I love doing it. And guys, between you and I don't know everything in the world about AFK Arena when it comes to breaking down formation analytics. There's a lot out of there, and that's why I rely on a lot of different content creators. When you look at like Rakuday and Arkman, you know, Tartaros, there's a lot of people that do a crazy amount of data farming, a crazy amount of analytics with AFK Arena, which again is huge part of AFK Arena. And that's why I cover their guides. That's why I cover the content, is getting the exposure out there for those content creators that might not have a YouTube channel, that don't have, short, I know a lot of them just create the visual guides, post them up on Reddit, and Reddit goes through really quick, where you might have a guide that pops up in there from like a rock a day, 2, 3, 4 days, the guide's there, and then it starts getting pushed down with all the posts, and then it's incredibly hard to find the guides. Between searching and finding guides, through Google and finding guides on YouTube, we want to make sure that you have kind of access to it at all. At the end of the stream, can you give us new players tips to do when you're waiting for your next video or streaming on the account? Yeah, we can kind of go through. So we can kind of even talk about it right now, Taylor. FHG, what do you mean, Bailey? I think, to be honest, your video is the main reason I know even what to do. Not sure if there's a question in there, but like Taylor was saying, at the end of the stream, can we give new players tips on what we're waiting for? So if you're a new player to AFK Arena, just like Taylor, it is about the rotation. So when we look at AFK Arena, and I'll kind of show you after this fight, the big thing as a new player, what to do is farming the rotation. Now, this is going to be the way that you're going to be able to make progression into AFK Arena. Is what we do, and honestly, probably one of the easiest ways to do this, Taylor, is when you're looking at AFK Arena, is you are going to push and you are going to make progression through the campaign. That is going to be your primary focus until you get a lot further into AFK Arena. It is going to be the campaign. It is going to be the campaign kind of over and over and over that you're going to do the farm. Once only have FHG, what's that? Oh, Furry Hippo Gaming. That's the name of the channel, FHG, and old players call me Insomnia. If you're unfamiliar, guys, way back when we started doing YouTube, it was always Insomnia because that was way back when we played like Ultima Online, Dark Age of Camelot, World of Warcraft. I always played video games and I never slept, so always came up with Insomnia. That was my name actually in World of Warcraft, which was kind of crazy. But yeah, that was the beginning. But FHG, yeah, is Furry Hippo Gaming. And people have called me FHG for the last 6 years that we've had this, that we've started here. But getting back to Taylor's question, like we were saying, when it comes to what guild are you in? Right now, I'm not in a guild. So going through and farming the campaign, once you hit a wall, and Taylor, and you will hit a wall within there, going in there and farming the campaign all you can, then hop over to the King's Tower. This is going to be the place where you're going to farm a crazy amount of content and a crazy amount of diamonds. This is going to be, again, kind of the next place you're going to farm, and you're going to want to farm this over and over and over again until you get stuck. Once you get a defeat, you can change up the formation a little bit, but going through here, this is going to be, again, a place that you're going to farm as a new player. This is going to be your farm territory. This is going to be the farm territory for a lot until you get stuck to a certain point. Once you get stuck within the tower progression, then we move over to leveling up all the heroes. That is where you're going to use your scrolls, you're going to use your diamonds, you're going to use your summons, you're going to do all of your summons from everything that you earned in campaign progression, and on top of everything that you earned through tower progression. That's where you're going to go. Like I said, you're going to hop over, you're going to do the summons, you're going to get some more heroes, then you're going to focus on leveling up those heroes. Go to the arena. The arena is a part, and look at that. What's going on, Kev, with some gifting of the memberships. Thank you, and a big shout out. Look at that. Taylor got the gift of the membership, so she does have the little hippo right there. Congratulations, Taylor. But like I was saying, when we go through here, absolutely making progression in here, then you're going to cash your resources in. You're going to use your resources to gain some more levels. Hopefully at that point between campaign progression, between tower progression, you're going to be able to level up your heroes a little bit, and that will give you enough to make more campaign progression, make more tower progression. Now, in addition, you do not want to overlook the arena. This is a place that you will use, and you will go in here. FHG, we've used pretty much everything. Let's do the follow account. FHG follow. There we go. We'll put the name in there. You don't want to overlook this. This is a place where every single time that you're going in here, when you make progression, when you get some victories in here, you're going to be able to make progression a lot faster when you go through and you do this on a regular basis, because this is going to reward you. And the big thing we're looking out of here is essence and diamonds. Those are the two big things that you can get within here. Is getting essence out of here, getting diamonds out of here, again, to make faster progression, getting more heroes, getting more summons. That is going to be the game changer in there. I laughed when I seen that Taylor received it. Taylor, again, AFK Arena, it's awesome. FHG, Monopoly, AFK Arena Industry, and YouTube. Yeah, the FHG, we do have it. So there was 10 essence. Like I said, not only are you going to get rewarded with the essence that you get out of here, it is also going to give you a lot of rewards out of here when you're going through and you're making progression. Want to do the dailies. Dailies roll up to weeklies, roll up to monthlies, or excuse me, roll up to the campaign. You want to do everything you can to make progression in here. And then, of course, we'll go right back. We'll equip all the heroes with everything that we have. We will go ahead and increase and level up our carry, which right now we're just going to make it. You know what? I'm going to do Damon. I am going to do Damon as the carry. So we'll go in here, boom, we added a couple more levels in there, and then we start the cycle over and over again, which is awesome. I got to floor 80 on the tower, then stopped until chapter 21, unlocked auto battle, got to floor 300. Yeah, 10K gems, 40 epic summons. You get a lot. You get a ton, and make sure, Taylor, that you're using your codes. So in here, guys, let's pop this one open. Gives us a copy of Sylvana. Here we do get a couple more rare copies, and then we do have a couple here of Hogan. We'll go ahead, we'll recycle those, the rest of the gear I'm going to keep right there, but that does give us another hero. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Sylvana's actually a pretty strong hero. Again, kind of as a very basic hero, leveling her up just a little bit. She can go in for a kind of insta-kill. She can also keep a lot of damage. Now, you'll also notice that when you go in here is we do have 2 of our tanks, 1 of our casters, 2 of our agilities. So we do have a little bit of overlap. If you go in here and you build everyone that is in the same, kind of that same niche, you'll run out of gear for them. You won't have it. You can also go through, you can level up gear. There's a couple other things that you can also do in there. What auto battle at chapter 21? Yeah, since they've updated it, Dream, it's a lot faster. Yes. Bro, I didn't know you get gems from Arena. Oh, yes, it's crazy. You do get gems from Arena. You get the box. I got 120 tickets. So we went through on a couple of accounts and we farmed it, Bailey. We went through and we farmed a lot of it through there. Can I keep buying Wukong from the store to ascend it and swap it? You can. So we do that normally. So if you guys remember when we had the swap this year, might have been this year or last year, I bought Wukong from the shop. And then I swapped Wukong from the shop. It was absolutely so very well worth it. Getting and building up Wukong. And now this year, I'm going to do the exact same with Flora. We're going to go in there and we are going to swap. I have 800 tickets. The arena gives the chests. They give the Pitmaster chest. The Pitmaster chest can have up to 3,000 diamonds in that Pitmaster chest. Yes, the arena does give diamonds. It gives essence. So even then, think about it, guys. Going in the arena is you do get, am I on Twitch? No, I am not on Twitch. I used to be on Twitch a long time ago, Bailey. Twitch required a way stupid amount of streaming and time streaming. I do not stream as much as Twitch wanted me to. So I am not on Twitch. Look at this, guys. A full level 1 legendary team over here. Yeah. What else we record on? Just YouTube. It is YouTube. It is only YouTube, and it is only going to stay YouTube for me. That is all that I record on. That is all, and the only place my content goes to is there. Why is there a skip ahead or fast forward button option in the tower? They don't want you to skip it forever, Scott. That's really it. They don't want you to skip it forever. Lab coin is for the totem collections. You swap awaken. Yeah, awaken. You can only be awakened. Celestial hypo only. Then who else you talking to? What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean, Belly. I only record on YouTube. This is streaming on YouTube. That's it. There's a couple more essence. Not only that is you want to use all of these tickets because you are getting essence. When you think of the ability to get more essence within this game, it really does make a big difference with making progression, being able to gain levels, getting more levels in here with the essence itself, which makes a huge difference. Do you think they would increase the number of swaps moving forward? It'd be nice to be able to swap one of the regular. I wish they would. That would be awesome. Is anyone else typing in live chat because it's just showing me in live chat? Oh, there's a ton. There's a ton of people in there, Bailey. I'm not sure where you're watching it or where you're streaming from, or if you changed the setting in there. Yeah, Essence is live. Just what Kev said. It is totally Essence. I wish they would do more than one swap. I don't think they will. I really don't think they will do more than one swap. Yeah, Bailey, there's a lot of chat in there. That's who we're talking to. Refresh the page. Yeah, it might have got stuck in there. So again, arena battles, diamonds. Get some more diamonds, get some more scrolls out of there. You want to go ahead and make more progression. Let's do another summon in here. I know we got a couple more minutes, and I want to go in there, and I want to make sure that I'm going to use the codes. I'm going to hop in there. I'm going to use the codes, but let's do another summon in here. We can even use our regular scrolls as well. Just some more rares, but that's okay. Wish list. Now it's telling me to finally hit the wish list because the wish list is available. 2 more summons, and honestly, there's no reason to save these scrolls. The 10 pull doesn't make a difference from the 1 pull, but we will definitely make a lot more progression in here with the heroes that we have and building them up. We'll finally get to the point of getting some of these heroes higher, starting to get them a little bit more food. Echoes of Time gives you a ton of diamonds. The exact same thing I was just remembering. When we got all the diamonds for the splash screens, this does the exact same. This will actually give us probably more than enough diamonds for another summon. So make sure that you're not missing out on any of these. And I feel like also when it comes to the stories of the heroes themselves, that they've kind of forgotten about some of them. So there we go. So that book is complete. Now I think we have 3 books at this point. Yeah, this is a lot. There's Taylene. There's the Anguished. Yeah, just a lot of diamonds. They give you a lot. And if you remember when we started really looking at the numbers, you get about 1 million diamonds a year, I think is where it's at right now. But over the case of doing everything within AFK Arena, you do get about 1 million diamonds a year to actually do summons, which I know it's crazy to think. I think last year was like 870, maybe even more. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Look at this, page after page after page. We can get lucky and get a awakened hero. That would be awesome to see very early. Use on the dragons. She can sup. You can't go wrong. Is Serena looking good in launch? Yes. So far, yes. Yeah, there's a few that are it is looking pretty good for the new hero. And of course, Valfura is another one that does incredibly well. I think that someone asked earlier, but who are you hoping when it comes to the next crossover? Gosh, that's hard. I want to see a Final Fantasy crossover. Now, I play Magic the Gathering. Most of you know that I play Magic the Gathering. They just did a Final Fantasy crossover, and that was just absolutely broken when it comes to the heroes. And there we go, guys. There's another. Who did we get? We got Gorin. Gorin is another one that is pretty decent on the carry aspect. As a support hero, this is going to be a pretty good build, and I might actually swap him out for, or Sylvana him out for Gorin. But there is another one. Yeah, Gorin's another one. I know, again, he's a little bit more of a priority one that we want. Yeah, that would be sick if they did a Final Fantasy collab. It would be awesome. I played Final Fantasy, and again, I'm old school. I played Final Fantasy on the NES, which I have in my basement. I have in my basement downstairs. We still have the first Final Fantasy game where you had, you know, your black mage and your white mage, your red mage. Yep, still have the game, still kicking it down in the basement. You know what, Golden Sun would work well with this game, but unlikely. They always do the surveys. I know they send out quite a few surveys when it comes to, you know, what collab are you looking at? What would you think? Let me get some resources out of here real quick. Let's gain some more levels. And again, I'm going to run Damon kind of as the carry. Build them up to 34, have some more diamonds out of the portraits. We can do some more summons. And then, of course, the events. Finishing out one day of the boot camp. Share summons, which we can share. We can do the rest of the dailies. Adding the friends list. If you want a friend, guys, also with the Solemn Vow, throw me, and I think the Dream was talking about it. With the Solemn Vow, 3-36, so we're pretty close in there. If you want to send over an invite with a solemn vow to FHG follow, you can definitely do it a little bit. And I have to swap that out. We can drop Gorn in there. Enjoy the comment. Great fun. Oh, thanks, Scott. Yeah, it's a ton of fun. And saving for the Celestial Hypo. It's coming Tuesday, guys. It is coming Tuesday, which would be awesome. Should reset scrolls only be used on for Wukong? We don't use the scrolls. It's the crossover events every year. They do reset events every year, Jason, that you can swap them. That you can swap them with. And we do swap them on a regular basis for that event specifically. What do you think about Awakened Pets? I think the idea of the Awakened Pets is good, but I take it with a grain of salt because I also know at what level are they going to make them, and that is my question, and that really is my concern. One is the Awakened Pets. Now, over on the companion server, they did release Awakened Pets, and with the Awakened Pets, they did release an entire new system with the Awakened Pets, which I don't like the entire new Awakened system because, of course, when you start thinking about the Awakened Pets, they don't give us the resources to do it. And that's the problem. Just like what Cozy Kai said right there, everyone knows the Awakened Pets would be insane, very hard to get, similar to like a Highborn Draconic hero or very similar to an Awakened hero. They're making and they're adding a lot more things, and this is kind of the issue that I have with AFK Arena is as we continue adding more things, as we add more content to the game itself, they're not giving us enough content to be able to go in there and actually make progression. So when we think, perfect example, the collections, we are dropping 2 new collections. If you did not know, here's your spoiler. They are dropping 2 new collections on Tuesday with the new Hypo hero, the Hypo mage that is coming. With the 2 new collections, they're giving us access to a couple more arcane staffs. But when you get done with building those collections, or if you're still trying to build other collections, they are not giving us the ability or really the means to get arcane staffs and getting enough arcane staffs to actually be able to build the collections. And I feel like that's the same when it comes to the Highborn Draconic heroes or even the regular Draconic heroes, as well as, you know, trying to get baits, trying to get red chests, trying to get cores, trying to get arcane staffs, trying to get, you know, Highborn insignias, trying to get Draconic scrolls, trying to get, you know, your time emblems, trying to get your Stargazer scrolls. They haven't added enough resources to get the things they're introducing to the game on really any scale. And right there, just what Finn said as well. You need a minimum of 2x level 3 for the new collections. So you're going to have Miracle Worker times a multitude of them. You're also going to have the level up. You're also going to have cards. If you want to get some of those top tier collections, there is and will be a lot of cost associated with it, which is kind of crazy. Is the new one this good? She's good, Bruno. So overall, I feel like as a mage, she's going to have a lot of support. She's going to be really good with the support aspect, which is going to work incredibly well. Again, it seems like she has a lot more of the support with the new mage, Bruno, than we see with some of the support heroes. That it really just shows that she is a buffer, she's a debuffer. It's a lot more of a support than a mage, like what we normally see. I got Scarlet and Silas instead of your Rosaline and Sylvana. Is that still good? Yes, they will still work. Now, Scarlet is one that is good because Scarlet will have use in the tower, but Scarlet will have a lot of use in a lot of different places up into the point where you start getting a lot more heroes. So when you think of burst and thinking just of burst damage and what Scarlet does, when you get to the point, and even this happened with my other account, when you get to the point of unlocking like the Nightmare Corridor or even a single target damage like a boss, Scarlet is the one that is going to be crazy. Oh, you're talking about the new support collection? Yes, they're very good. The 2 new collections, the Mage collection and the support collection, both of them are very good, Bruno. Both of the new collections are pretty good. Which again, it is interesting to see because now you have 2 new collections to build on top of the Thane collection that everyone has been trying to build or did build. Now you have more. Generation 1 main so trash compared to Generation 2. Yeah. And of course, that doesn't even mean that later this year or next year, they're not going to introduce another set of collections, which is going to be different. Every new thing is better than the old one. It's how the game works. Yes, that's the power creep, Dream. That will be in there, and it will be forever. That is the true power creep of everything. It is the way of mobile gaming. If there was no power creep, if you just kept all the old stuff and never introduced the new stuff, nobody would ever buy it, and the game would be shut down because it wouldn't make any money at all. Tassie Collection is still, yeah, Tassie Collection is a cheat death. We know when they started and when they did the original, or excuse me, the awakened version of Taylene with the ability to come back to life, it is just broken. It is really broken because of the cheat death. Anything in this game and all of the heroes nowadays, everybody seems to have a cheat death. It's the really cool thing to do in AFK Arena. Almost everyone between furniture or between signature items or between engraving, almost every hero gets some sort of cheat death. And now there's even heroes that can give the cheat death to other heroes. So they're kind of crazy. Yeah, recasting elixir, 100%. That's another thing where I do not like it. I do not like that they do not give us that recasting elixir. I feel like at the end of every single run we do within the Ghoulish Gallery, they need to give us at least 10, 15, 20, whatever recasting elixir. So players really have the incentive to push towards the common goal of getting that recasting elixir, or push towards the goal of building a perfect collection by farming recasting elixir within there itself. Zora has a cheat death and refresher alt. Yeah, it's the cheat death. I'm in chapter 24, just heard about the thorn cheese. The thorn cheese, a lot of players don't use the thorn cheese anymore. It's something that has been around now for years. Some players do use the thorn cheese. And you know what? Honestly, if you want to, you could use the thorn cheese. It doesn't work everywhere. I really wouldn't recommend building the comp right now for a campaign progression, just because there are so many strong heroes within the campaign that work incredibly well. Yeah, the thorn cheese, just like what Kev said, the thorn cheese is a pain in the butt. It is really, really hard to get it to work. It is very niche formation with the thorn cheese. Yeah, it's hard. Any idea if Khazard or Isolde are going to be the upcoming Awaken list? Those are my two favorite heroes. Definitely could be. Red Hood, it absolutely could be. By the way, what happened to your free-to-play series? We played it for a while. I think I'm going to pop this up on the free-to-play just because I do want to go through. I want to make some more progression in here. We got to that 31-4 with the free-to-play series. Didn't really go back to it a lot. Visited it every now and then, but I want to see and go through here and try to farm this up. I know Taylor mentioned earlier going through and kind of making some regular content on here and seeing the progression, seeing some of the teams, seeing the dynamics. So hopping on here, and this isn't going to be one where we're just going to literally blow through all the content. I want to take it slow. I want to take it honestly probably on just a regular pace. I don't want to go through. I don't want to just crush all the content that we have in here just because we can build out some of the meta heroes. I'm going to use this one as a more of a learning progression account. That way players can kind of refer to it or go back to it and see the progression and see kind of the time frame that we have going through there. Do you have any chance? Do you know of any changes to Draconic heroes? Nothing. As of right now, nothing light. They have said nothing. I have heard nothing. There hasn't been any quality of life. There hasn't been patch notes. There hasn't been anything that we've seen as far as any differences, any changes, any adjustments to the Awakened heroes or to the Draconic heroes. Even the cost itself is, I know, still very, very, very high for those heroes. And I'm going to drop Gorn in here. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop out Sylvana. We're going to drop Gorn in here, and I can reset Sylvana. We'll eventually use her for food, but let's continue with Damon as well as the carry that we have in here. So that takes us to 36. Again, so we can hop over here. We are 50 diamonds away. from using these. So Rickety Cart, we can actually retire a couple heroes, which is just going to be our regular retire. We'll get a little bit of essence and then reset. I'm going to reset Sylvana. We'll throw everything that she had into Gorin. And then Gorin will be what we're going to use. Again, we can use Damon right now to go ahead and make a little bit more progression. A little bit short on gold to get him over that 20. But we'll be able to make a lot more progression in here just based on what we have. So let's drop Gorin. Gorin, I'm going to put in the middle. And we're going to leave him right there. Again, support hero. He'll work. He'll work as well. Weren't you going to swap Sylvana for Gorin? Yeah, I just thought about it, Oatmeal. Literally, when I just seen it. Thank you for the heads up. I thought about it. Gorin works well. Gorin is really strong. Once you start getting him built up a little bit, because he has the ability to regenerate energy, which of course is huge. Since I started playing in January, February, is still a chase for Draconics? It is. It is still kind of the chase. What's your favorite hero design? Honestly, for me, my favorite hero is still Rowan. I still absolutely love Rowan. My favorite hero design is really two. The first one that I love, which is the original version of Taylene. The way that she got stronger when she dies, Taylene and the original version of Taylene, the ability to come back as a phoenix or come back alive after being killed in battle and come back stronger. I love that. I love that design. That was absolutely phenomenal. The way that they did that, the way that they brought her back, I absolutely loved it. What's up, JC Gamer? And I do love Lucretia Envy. So both of those where it's almost just like such an overpowering, dominating kind of run over heroes within AFK Arena. I love the design of that, where literally he would just go ballistic and just run over enemies time and time again. I absolutely loved it. It was so cool. The cost is so high. I've Hildwyn and land built, waiting for a really solid highborn. Yeah, Bruno, it's crazy. It is crazy expensive when it comes to the highborn Draconic heroes. I still only have 3 built. I built Lan, I built Hildwyn, and we built Gwen, and that's it. We only have the 3 built, even on the YouTube account. That is all we have. So that concludes chapter 3 in there. So again, we're making some pretty decent progression. We'll hop over to the next chapter. So moving into chapter 4, the Tomb of the Ancients. Let's do some more summons, and I think we're a little bit over on time right now. The path of growth and development is hard to walk alone. Let's find a mentor. Dream, did you want to mentor me? I know Dream had said something a little bit earlier. I think he's still in chat. So if you want to throw up the mentor, let me know. I will go ahead and look at this. Here's some pretty big mentor, guys. That's a very expensive frame. That is a very expensive. So throw the invite over there, Dream. I will definitely pick it up. But yeah, let's collect up our diamonds. We'll do one more summon in here. And there is a copy of Ogi. Ogi was always awesome right in the beginning. Waking Athalia got better with Lysander. Maybe doesn't work at the 400 level efficiency. Just got to keep her alive. Keep her alive for the damage. Are you going to do a second live stream for this account? Yeah, we can do a couple. Orange, and what I want to do, we can do a few different live streams, because if I'm sitting down, if I'm going and making content itself, we can definitely hop into a couple of live streams, Orange, just because I'm going to be here anyways. I'm going to be sitting here playing the content and going through the content. I can definitely go through. We can go through. I have one, but he quit. I think you have to go in there, Dream, and then that top left, you have to go to his portrait, and you can kick him out. I've had to do it with quite a few to kick out some of the players that are essentially no longer playing. It's that top left. I'm still waiting on your engraving list. To be honest, it's been months. Oh, the engraving list? I can put something out. I mean, most of the heroes with the engraving list, it's pretty, a lot of them are really the tier list. Yeah, I can put something together. And look at this, guys, Battle of the Blood. This is awesome. Celestial Isles are here too, which is it not going to give me the keys? Aw, maybe it did. Did it give me the keys? It's showing they're checked right there, but I don't think it does. Did it give me 30 keys in here? Because that would be a game changer, guys. At this point, going through with the events and being able to do The Celestial Isle. Did it give me 30 keys? 0. I thought it gave me 0. I knew it gave me 0. Yeah, we'll collect, once it gives the Stargazer scroll, we get a couple more resources. So it did, even though it shows us the check mark for the 30, we got none. It gave us nothing. That sucks. What do you get from the Battle of Blood? Stargazer scrolls. Daily, do this on a daily, guys. They have daily rewards, and they do have your daily quests, and you have your weekly quests or your challenge quests. This gives you Stargazer scrolls. This is the reason why you need to do this. And Stargazer scrolls, of course, Celestials and Hypos, but you want to do this and want to do it every single day because you're getting free resources. You get free resources out of there, which is awesome. That's exactly what you want. So yeah, something about applicants applied. I'll see them when I see it pop up in there. I would definitely let it know. Was I the only one who thought it was weird that basically Shadow dropped an awakened hero? What do you mean, JC? As a small spender, what's the best to buy? Early game, if you're a small spender, it is the advancement rewards. It is all of the advancement rewards. They are the best. They are by far the absolute best. I don't know if I have right here, advancement rewards. These are the best. You need the ID for, okay, I'll grab it in a second. Yes, when it comes to buying stuff as a small spender, this is it. You get an advancement reward. There is a climber's reward. There's a multitude of advancement rewards. Getting 45,000 diamonds for 20 bucks is the best purchase in here. What is going on, Sour Haze? Long time no see. I hope you are doing well. Thanks for joining us for the stream. I always borrow heroes from Sour Haze, and I think I did again today. Advancement rewards, yes, are going to be the best. Second best right here, these monthly cards. Getting the ability to get extra time emblems every single day out of here are a game changer. Getting red chests out of here, getting, your cores out of here. This is really the second best. I would buy the advancement rewards followed by the monthly cards. Those are the two. Those are the two. You can't buy anything with diamonds. 45k gems equal $20 a scam. You can get Celestials, Hypos, and you can get Draconic heroes. I do still like this. I still like this. Are we going to get a rework to the barrack shop? I hope. It's ridiculous, Red Hood. There are so many places in here that they need to rework a lot of places in AFK Arena, and they haven't. Again, there are a lot of places, yes, that they entirely need to rework that they haven't. So I hope some is going to be coming soon. Celestial, Hypo, Normal Dragon, free hero, not worth it. You should only buy the Awakened Highborn only. Yeah, Finn, you could. And I think if you buy the Awakened Highborn or the Highborn Draconic heroes, I don't know, is it really worth it? When you could get lucky with some summons, you could buy 45k diamonds and get 30k out of there, get some good pulls, get some resources. I don't know, because even there is something to be said for all of the resources you get out of the Stargazer, all of the resources you get out of the summons. You need to buy all the time emblems for 50 cents each. There you go. So if you want to pick up some time emblems, if you're looking to be a light spender, yeah, free time emblems. That's the reason why I do like the monthly card where you get those time emblems, which is good. I'm almost done with my third Highborn. Yeah, me too, JC. I finished 3. And that's it. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for the new account. Like I said, I am going to put this on the playlist for the free-to-play account so we can go in there. I want to do this, probably a couple times a week. Hopefully, if we got the time to make some more progression in here. Definitely going to go in here. ID. Let me grab the ID before we go through. It is... 161. Let me type it. Let me type the ID if my bar will go down. 161859061. So if you want, oh, I typed that wrong. I added an extra 1859061. There we go. That is the correct number. If you want to add me on the friends list, guys, I keep my friends list active. I always keep this active. I do the same thing on the YouTube account where if you're offline for more than 2 days, we boot you off the list. So if you want an active friend, I do this every single day, but definitely just go ahead and add it on there with the ID. Again, this is one that I do want to stick with and I want to stick with for a while. And there is Dream. Thank you, Dream. There is my new mentor. Definitely, if you're a mentor, go in here, do the mentor task. but also the mercenaries. This is huge to be able to borrow heroes in here, and really the carries in so many different places. You definitely want to do this and want to have carries, because when you start going through some of the content as a newer player, and I don't even know if Taylor is still here as well, but going through the peaks of time, if you go through here, you can super easy carry with one single hero. It's very easy to go through here, but even with the peaks of time, you get a crazy amount of resources when you go through here with everything. You can see we have the artifacts, we have all of those. There's a lot of different content in here, but if you have one carry that you can pick up, it does make it super easy to go through and really just crush all of the content in there with one hero. We did it with Ainz, we did it with Rem, we can do it now with Envy. You can go in there and you can absolutely just crush it. I got one time emblem from the guild event. Candy Crush, I don't like the Candy Crush. That is absolutely horrible. Yep, I will be the apprentice. We'll finish this out too. As we go through their dream, I will finish this out. Going through the quest, mentor task, complete the Arcane Labyrinth. This is massive. When you get these and the Arcane Labyrinth, it does make it very, very, very important to go through and finish that. Is there a way to delete a server off your account? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. And Sour sent me the friend request. We'll definitely hop that. There is Sour, guys. Got all of the lightning bolts in there. Very good to see you again, brother. And thank you for always lending me some heroes in there. But like I said, guys, that is going to do it for the stream. I want to stick with the FHG follow account. So look for some more videos. Like I said, we'll do a couple more streams. I'll do a couple videos about it. Me and your mom loves the Candy Crush. Yeah, if you got someone who will do it for you, that is the way to do it. I know so many players, funny enough, that have done it the exact same way, having someone else other than themselves that do it. So guys, again, that is going to do it for the stream. Definitely a lot more content that is coming, including the new heroes, the new collection, everything else that we're going to be seeing on Tuesday. So thank you guys for joining me for live stream, all of the chats, all of the memberships, all of the donations. Thank you guys, and I will catch you later with some streams, and we got a lot more content that's coming. So thank you guys for watching.